Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of the Greenlight Weekend Podcast. As always, I am your host, Brian Nystrom, and we have a very special episode for you today. But before we get into that, let's talk about our biggest supporters, our sponsors. We have 3 sponsors on this podcast. Our first and longest standing sponsor is, of course, Dead Room Comedy. They're a comedy group and production company based in Denver, Colorado. It is comprised of 4 very funny stand-up comedians. I've talked about them a bunch. Just go show them some love, Go check out their social media pages. They're on everything at Dead Room Comedy. They have a YouTube channel, Dead Room Comedy, and a website, deadroomcomedy.com. The links will be in the description below. Our next sponsor, they're awesome. It's a local Durango restaurant named Old Timers Cafe. If you've been to Old Timers in the past and you didn't have a great time, don't worry. They're under new ownership and they are fucking awesome. Mark is killing it over there. He's running a great business and he lets us do comedy there every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. That show is hosted by Andy Matthews. But Old Timers Cafe, check them out. It is on the corner of 10th and Main in beautiful downtown Durango. Go support Old Timers. Our final sponsor, the brand new sponsor, is Righteous Herb. Righteous Herb is a cannabis farm in New Mexico. Yeah, as you know, the laws have changed in New Mexico, so people are taking advantage of that. Some of those people are ya boy here. Righteous Herb, I'm a 25% owner of that company. We will be selling cannabis in all the dispensaries in San Juan County, hopefully, and we plan to branch out. But if I can sell everything in San Juan County, I'd prefer to. That's where I grew up. I want to get that county high as fuck. Maybe everybody can be a little cooler, you know what I mean? That's my goal. Organic, beautiful, pesticide-free so far. It's been a great year. Alrighty, Righteous Herb. Go check us out on Instagram, Righteous Herb, and I'll put that link in the description as well. All right, folks, let's get into it. This is episode 199. Usually I would try to make episode 200, like the big banger show, you know what I mean? But sometimes timing doesn't work out how you want, and we had 2 amazing stand-up comics in town this last Monday. They were headlining on Jadrian's show at the Starlight Lounge. Jadrian does a show every Monday at the Starlight Lounge. The first 3 weeks of the month are open mics, and the last Monday of the month is a showcase, and this one just happened to be special. We had 2 very good stand-up comics from Las Vegas, Nevada, Diaz, Mackie, and Shawn Fitzsimmons. Diaz Mackie was a fucking crusher. It's the first time I met him. It was great to meet him. He was a super cool dude. I felt like he was a little hesitant to be like too buddy with me until he saw my set, but after my set, he was like, bro, come to Vegas. Let's do shows. So I'm excited. Hopefully I'm doing some shows in Vegas in the near future. Diaz Mackie has a new comedy special out right now. It came out August 31st. It is called Uncomfortably Funny, and you can find that on Amazon Prime. Please go support Diaz Mackie. He's fucking hilarious. I assure you, he crushed. All right, he fucked up that patio, and it was pretty fucking special to watch. Our next guest, I've met him before. We've done shows together, but I never got him on the pod. He is a former UFC fighter. He is a yoga teacher. He is a great stand-up comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, our other guest is Shawn Fitzsimmons. We call him Fitzy. Go follow him on Instagram, FitzyBJJ. He's a fucking killer. He's a super funny dude. Super nice. He looks exactly like Clay Guida 10 years ago, which is super fun. I love Fitzy. He's a super cool dude. Helped to make some introductions. Yeah, as you know, Jadrian did some shows out in Vegas with Fitzy, and that's where he met Diaz Mackie. He talked to them, booked him for a headlining set, and Bob's your uncle. We got fucking guests on this podcast, so shout out to Jadrian Long. If you want to support Jadrian personally, go to his Cash App, Jadrian Long, capital JADRIEN, capital LONG. Throw him a couple bucks. My boy's broke as fuck. He's trying to get his shit together. He's got a kid. So if you want to support Jadrian, go ahead and throw him some money on Cash App. I just had to throw that in there. All right, I'm tired of fucking chewing your ear off. Let's get into this week's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, real quick, shout out to Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for the intro-outro music. Shout out to Comic Uprising, Jill Carlson, for making comedy possible in Durango, for introducing us to Fitzy. All the comics we've met from other places, that's all because Jill booked them. And probably booked me or Jadrian on that show too. So we got to meet them, we got to work with them, build a rapport. That's how comedy works. You don't trust a comic until you see their set. And god damn it, Jill has helped us a lot with that. Speaking of Jill, the Four Corners Comedy Festival is coming up. It is September 29th through October 2nd in Durango, Colorado. It's going to be fucking crazy. We have, I think, 66 confirmed comics coming into Durango. It is a very small town. So even if you're just hanging out in Durango, you will see comedy. Durango will be a more fun place that weekend because there's going to be comics in every establishment in town. It's going to be fucking crazy. I'm excited. Go get your tickets. FourCornersComedyFestival.com. Shout out to Jill. Shout out to Ethan Esparza and the Chava people for the intro, outro music. Shout out to Jadrian for booking good guests. And shout out to you guys for supporting this podcast. I love you guys. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 199 with our fantastic guests, Diaz, Mackie, and my boy, Shawn Fitzsimmons.
And we're back. And we're here.
That's how Jadrian likes to start the episode. He actually restrained himself. Usually he hits the shit out of it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to break that button. I don't think I can afford the $5 that it takes to replace it.
$9, bro.
Hello, Diaz, Mackie, Shawn Fitzsimmons.
What up, though?
Welcome to
What's
the Green
going
Light
on?
Weekend.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
First stop at the green light.
Y'all are probably. I haven't met very many comedians from other places or like talked to a lot of other people, but so far y'all are probably like the most like straight up like genuine comics that I've met just from like. Just from looking in your eyes and from the few interactions that I've already had with you. So I'm so glad that you guys are actually.
Yeah, you hear that,
That's pretty
Tony
awesome.
Brune? You blind piece of shit.
Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you.
He's going to be here in 3
Be
months.
better. That's what you get for putting us first, dog.
Yeah.
The comments are like, what?
This motherfucker, our blind friend, Tony Brune, he's a fantastic comic. He's
No
funny
shade,
as
okay?
shit. He lives in Tucson. He asked us to go to Tucson for a roast of our friend. She was about to move from Tucson to Denver, and we were like, word. We get there, bar is like pretty dead. You know what I mean? Other than like a few friends and the people that are on the dais. And he's like, all right, you guys go first. Just like, bro, I just drove 9 hours. Like,
Right. Like,
I don't know the
settle in.
format. I don't know these people. Like, at least let me get some ammunition on these motherfuckers. Like, let them talk first. But yeah, Tony Brune, you're opening for Anthony Jenkins next month.
Blind comics got to be interesting where you can't see the crowd. That's got to be tough.
I think it works in his favor.
This is true
Okay.
because you always have like that one person that you latch onto,
Yeah,
and you're just
yeah.
like, all right, you
You're with me.
are my
Yeah,
medium,
yeah.
and
But
you're
no.
telling me how good this show.
You don't
is
get the
going.
visual feedback of anyone being like with you. Like sometimes you just get like a nod of approval or something like,
so-
oh shit.
You've never done the virtual comedy then?
No, I hate
Yeah,
it.
so
No, I don't like the idea of
so-
that.
It was
man.
terrible,
I
bro.
like interacting.
So rough.
No, I like
So-
that. Yeah.
It sucked.
I
like
had
the
the
feeling of
advantage of being able to do this show, Sour Kool-Aid show. They filmed it out in Oregon, out on the coast, but it was done on Twitch. This is way before the COVID and the whole pandemic shit. So this guy, you would go out and you would play old school video games, and they on film on Twitch, and then you would do a set in front of just a camera.
Wait, while you're playing?
No, afterwards. You just do a
okay.
set.
What if you just get fucked up at the game?
And
Like
that
you're playing
happened.
Super Smash Brothers or some
That
shit?
happened.
You
Like we
get
were playing
wrecked?
like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I completely
Oh,
forgot to
damn.
play, and I was just like
fuck
having a horrible time at it. But the point of it was, you did stand up, and the audience watching you, and you couldn't see them at all. They would fucking comment on this fucking chat room, and they would tip you.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Like
That's like Cam Girl comedy.
yeah.
Ham Girl Comedy.
I made
That's a t-shirt.
900 the first time, 1100 the second time.
Damn, boy.
God, God
For
damn.
how long of a set?
30 minutes.
30-minute set. How long did you play video games?
Probably like 10 before I was like, fuck this, like I'm not good at it, and just having regular conversation.
So you made
And then picked up a lot of followers on Twitter from that Twitch crowd. They still follow me now. Shout out to the Sour Kool-Aid fam. But yeah, and
Sour
then
Kool-Aid.
during the pandemic, because I had that experience, someone asked me to do a show.
Zoom.
No, it wasn't Zoom. It was live stream.
Okay.
And so I did that. To this day, I don't know what I said. I still haven't seen it. but I know that I made $900 in probably 15, 20 minutes.
Damn, that's
Like just
so.
telling jokes.
In 2 hours, you made $2,900 by telling jokes in your house.
Online, high
That's
as fuck.
fucking dope, dog.
Getting ripped while I was doing it.
Fuck yeah. No, Zoom comedy was definitely like a different experience. It was a lot of fun because that was kind of when I stopped drinking, and like
See, that was when I
and, like-
started.
But it was when I like really started to develop like the way that I developed material was during COVID. So at least once a week I would hit one of the Zoom mics and be like, all right, these are premises that I'm
COVID
working
was
on.
interesting because COVID, it like weaned out a lot of comics who like quit during it, and then it brought in a whole new crop of other people. And with like a lot of people feeling like they're being canceled because of COVID, like the clubs and all that stuff like that. It was really a huge string in the rebirth of my career. Because I was out on the road, like I did shows in Minneapolis during the George Floyd riots.
Oh man.
Damn.
Over in St. Paul and in Minneapolis. Over in Michigan, I went to Florida and Texas, Dallas and Treasure Island, Florida.
During COVID,
During COVID,
when they were the only ones
Yeah,
around.
went to Trump
Yeah.
country. You know what I mean? Like the people were like, "Fuck this COVID shit, it's not real." You know what I mean?
I like those people.
Yeah, I do too. I love those people. Went there, but I also, from that experience that I had doing that Sour Kool-Aid show, doing that show for this guy, Bo Knows, when the COVID thing first happened, Bo Knows and myself partnered up, and we revitalized my old Monday Night Raw show where I was doing Monday Night Raw from the live stream, and had cats on there, Greg Wilson, Kabir Singh,
Oh shit.
Ron G, Bill Hill, just so many comics from all across the country, bringing them in that one venue streaming, and then we would put your Cash App and your Venmo on the screen while you're doing it, and people would tip you while you're up. It was like Jackie
yeah.
Fabulous, who last comic standing, and America's Got Talent now, and just
Yeah.
like all these comics, you know what I mean? And it was a dope experience. We did that for quite some time until I just 1 week stopped and quit doing it. I was
We're
like,
not doing it anymore. I'm bored.
Once you started performing live again?
Once I started performing live again, I was like, you know what?
Yeah, I totally get that. Yeah.
That's great, dude.
I just stopped it.
That's
There was
great.
no like rhyme or reason. Just one day, I was just like,
And
Chris Tinkle talks about doing the VR with the VR
Uh-huh.
helmet, and then you actually
Oh,
get like
shit.
it's actually like having a
It
real
looks like an
audience.
audience,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he's
And-
like, no, it's actually really cool.
it is. And I've been invited to do 3 of those shows, and I've turned them all down. I refuse to put those goggles on. I'm not. You're not gonna fucking have me where I gotta spin the top to make sure life is real. You know what I mean?
I have a similar fear. Yeah, like
the
once
whole
I go on, do they
Inception-
come off?
Yeah,
Fair
like
Working
enough.
on a farm is hard,
you
dog.
can
It's
see
hot.
and hear the audience
Like, if I could
to
just-
a certain extent,
Yeah.
which is like a now that's something
No,
I
V-
can
You
do.
get a
Yeah.
real
VR
time
is
reaction.
A cool experience.
it seems like it would be, but I mean, we are already in the multiverse. Like, there's times when I already have to like pinch myself and be like, is this a dream? Is this really happening? Because I just saw, you know what I mean?
No, I've definitely woken up like that a few
pregnant man.
times where I've been like, this can't be real. Everything's just going too good today, or like things just seem to have like a shimmer.
It's
and
a
I'm
weird
just like,
time, man. Heterosexual
just like,
white men are thugs and black people have privilege. It's a weird time, man.
Telling me, bruh.
I was walking around with royalty in Durango.
It's a weird time.
Him?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
city that doesn't have any black people.
No, Durango
but really wish
loves
they did.
black people.
Really wish they did.
love
Yeah, I don't know if you know
anybody with
They
Anthony.
would go out of their way to be like, "Hello."
Oh, yeah. You probably don't know Anthony Jenkins. He's a Tucson comic. Super fucking funny. But this motherfucker loves white people. So when he comes to Durango, it's like you can't take him anywhere.
No,
Like,
no, this boy will go off with whole crowds of cowboys.
yeah.
I mean, I get along. We're all family, but I love the way you called him boy after you saying he loves white people. Like this
He said
motherfucker,
that, right?
like, you say he loves white people, and then he called him boy.
They got the,
That's a combo.
what's up, racist?
He's like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they'd have poked his eye out. He'd be hung in one of these Durango trees for the shit that he be doing.
I don't think so. He's funny enough to get
Good
away
old
with
Anthony
whatever.
Jenkins. It sounds like a character too.
No, straight. He is a character,
Bro, this motherfucker went missing
Yeah.
for a month.
Yeah, just on vacation, people freaked out, but
He
still,
just
like,
didn't tell anybody.
like he just
went.
He just
Huh.
disappeared.
He didn't do that, I guess.
He didn't tell the people that relied on him for a ride anywhere. Our blind friend Tony relies on him. He had no idea where he went.
And when comics do that, you usually have to find
just
out if
waited
they
on the
died because fentanyl's a real thing.
No,
right?
we were all concerned. Yeah.
And then you got to be like, what fucking rehab center are they in?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't even wait 24 hours before my
Yeah,
mind
he's
was just
gone.
like, he's
Yeah,
dead. He's gone.
Yeah.
No,
Or
I
you-
was.
For us to
Or
all
you
move
check
on.
jail. You check jail and be like, oh, he must have had
No,
like a
they
warrant
called the
somewhere.
jails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's the first place.
Huh.
No, my first thought was in the desert, 30 minutes out of Tucson.
Yeah.
Like just dead somewhere.
My-
Like said some shit to the wrong motherfucker.
My mom
thought
and
was
my
he trusted
friends-
the wrong person and was just like, yeah, I'll go do some drugs in the desert.
Yeah. That sounds like a good time.
Oh, you
My
got drugs in
mother
your
and my
bag?
friends, if I don't post on Facebook more than 3 days straight, they're calling in jail in the hospital and different shit to see what's up. Jail first.
Right.
It's like,
No,
shit.
totally.
That's good.
When I was a line cook, they were like, yeah, his phone's off. I don't know where he is. And I was like, call the jail.
Yeah.
I bet you anything.
Yeah.
He's in that fucking jail.
Call the jail. That's always the first
No,
call.
And they always
That's
are.
always the first
I
call.
think now they
in
give me
there.
like 4 or 5. They're like, oh, he
Yeah.
might be depressed and just locked in the bedroom watching sports and on repeat.
Yeah, but our blind homie was like, it's Tuesday.
There's a mic tonight.
Yeah. I need to go to the grocery store at some point. Like, motherfucker just didn't reach out, broke his phone. Like,
It's all right. He knows how to make it to the
Yeah.
QT. He'll be fine.
I know
Yeah,
another friend
totally.
though that came up missing for around that time too, and they put out the fucking bat signal on Facebook. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, oh, if
two-day
you
bender.
see him, miss him, and then all of a sudden he comes back from nowhere. Like, oh, I'm living the best life ever. Oh, you just went on some vacation, just like
it's like I met a girl. I was in
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
the Keys. Yeah.
it was like in some film festival overseas or some shit. Like, oh,
You remember a buddy that was just on the 2-day bender and they found him at the strip club?
oh God.
No, so we were all at a show like we're missing 2 comics.
Oh man.
2 days. Give us some more time. in
Yeah, yeah,
Vegas.
exactly.
Vegas
That's what I
is
said,
a
Vegas-
black hole of
True. Yeah.
fun.
Especially if you've never been there, you just gotten. If you like your first 2 years, I think it's still so many different experiences that's still so real to you and it's burying you,
Yeah.
and you get fucking lost.
Totally, dude.
Before you be like, you know what? When you become a true local, you're like, fuck going to the strip.
Yeah.
Right.
How long have both of you been in Vegas?
14 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Now more from there.
Did you move there to fight?
Fighting?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
martial
makes
arts
sense.
brought me out there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, just kept staying. Now I'm more from there than I am anywhere else, which is wild.
That was before the PI, right?
Way before.
Yeah.
Way before.
Did you ever get a train at the Performance Institute?
I did. Yeah, I've been there maybe 3 or 4 times. I was
Sick.
helping a fighter that's still under contract.
Oh,
Get
nice.
Ready. Anthony Morales.
Morales,
Oh
for sure.
yeah. It's fucking great, man.
He's
Yeah.
about to train me.
Really? Any fight experience?
Start that
the
career
streets.
of
Just the
really-
streets.
Yeah, dude.
I love
The
that.
thing about the streets is it'll teach you how to take a punch.
Yeah.
No, just being able to take a punch, you teach you how to take a punch.
Yeah. I just got beat up a lot. Yeah.
Undefeated. I got a draw. But other than that, I'm undefeated.
There you go.
And the draw is because I didn't want to hit him in the head because I didn't want to kill him.
Right.
Yeah, it just came out of a coma.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it was like,
We
A
call
man-
that.
A man of
I don't
passion.
wanna- yeah, I was like, I don't want to fight you, but I'm not no bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just body shots.
Allegedly.
No.
You gotta say allegedly at some point in that
I
statement.
disagree. Everything in the Green Light Weekend is alleged.
It's okay. You said allegedly.
I didn't. This shit happened. This wasn't alleged. I'll take credit for
Say
that.
it before and after.
No, we're just gonna edit some text on screen that just says allegedly.
Allegedly.
like one of those law
Too much
commercials.
said allegedly with me unless I start talking about some dope game. Then it's like allegedly,
Ah, the dope game.
which I know nothing about.
Yeah, I respect drug dealers.
Very much so.
They're in a tough place at some point. That's how they got into it. Like, I feel like a lot of people that sell, like, weed or even coke probably are like, I like this. I can't afford it unless I sell 3/4 of it. You know what I mean? So they start doing that. And then the guy they buy weed from is like, hey, what if I just fronted you an ounce?
I think it comes from the entrepreneurial spirit of I don't want to work for the man and this
Make
9
your
to
own way.
5 where honestly you're not supposed to.
Yeah, I dropped out of college.
I'm a college dropout as well.
Yeah.
On the dean's list, crazy enough. But that entrepreneurial spirit, that quick hustle, that fast life that it comes with, and all the fun and the party, which if some some are really good at being able to compartmentalize all of them and separating that business from getting lost in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that are able to successfully get in and get out, which few do.
Yeah, because they treat it like a job.
Yeah,
they treat it like business. It's not personal.
Cents and all them allegedly, right? That have gotten in, made their money, gotten out. Like I knew people who did it to pay their way through college.
Totally.
You know what I mean? So
that's what I
didn't
thought
have to
I
get a
was
student
doing.
loan forgiveness. You know what I mean? They hustled to pay it off. You know, started legal businesses, and now are legit. You know, voting Americans.
Dispensary owners. Yeah.
Taxpaying Americans. Yeah. Right.
Bro, I started going around all the dispensaries once like they turned over, and you talked to the owner for 5 minutes, and you're like, I know you.
You know,
I know who the fuck you are, bro.
It gave legitimacy to so many people that were just so into that thing.
Well, and it gave legitimacy to experts, honestly.
exactly.
Like,
To experts, but then so many other people jumped in who weren't even touching it before because it was illegal. And was like, oh, it's legal now. Boom.
oh yeah.
It-
My
it's-
parents hated that I smoked weed. The second it went legal, they were like, so how can we make some money
Yeah,
off this?
yeah, let's
Just like
let's get
easy.
into business here.
Yeah.
Right. My mom hated that I smoked weed, and then I'm out there in Michigan working on this farm, and she's like, you always smell like weed. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not asking you for money. You know, and she's like, point taken. And then all of a sudden, like, conversation started changing into, and not my mom, she was like kind of against it, but they got she lives on all these acres in this farmland.
Mm-hmm.
And my stepdad's like, what if I planted some out there? And he's like, yeah, what if you did? You know,
You could.
you know what I mean? Like, we could do that. And my mom's like, no.
Is it humid in Michigan?
Michigan is everything.
It's one
It's
of
very
the Great
humid.
Lakes state.
Very
Because-
humid.
Well, it's a lake, the Great Lakes. We're the
right.
peninsula,
Right. Yeah, it would
the
be.
upper and lower. So we're surrounded on three sides of bodies of water.
Yeah.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
He could totally grow, but you would have to be very strain specific. Anything that gets too dense would mold, guaranteed.
Well, it's just the way you do it, because there's plenty of houses and outdoor shits and stuff like that. Like they're very successful and worked at one for a while.
That's
Where
awesome.
we were growing the hydro and the plant.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and two separate sides of this warehouse, different temps, controlled.
So hydro and
lighting.
soil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Hydro room with all the piping and all that stuff,
Yeah,
leaving
yeah.
in the buckets to filter it and keep it going. And I got to come in there and feed it and make sure that the pH balance is right.
Hydro's complex, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like, you gotta have some money to make that easy.
Yeah.
Like
And
automatic
coming in and
timers and
sitting
pumps
there.
and
Going by each plant one by one, looking them up and down. You know, what would they call that? I guess you would say like curing, I guess, picking off the bad leaves or making
Trimming.
sure that, yeah,
Pruning,
that they're not
yeah.
too many, the pruning,
mm-hmm.
and just coming through and making sure that, you know, you don't see any bugs or anything like that, because once you get infested, you know what I mean, you want to get rid of that as instant as possible.
And you go one day without doing what he just said, you have a problem.
The entire
Like, if you
crop
check
is
it every
fucked.
day, you may have zero problems. But if you give it a day, bro, it's just
And
fucked.
I
Like,
loved it. It was so therapeutic to me. I would spend like 12 hours there happily. Just sitting there chilling, listening to my music, fucking around on Facebook here and there, doing it. I would take an eighth of weed home a day.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? After playing with all this
that-
weed, smoking the weed there, and then would leave work with an eighth of weed.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, it's plenty of weed for a day, obviously. It's also, like, for a grow operation, just, like, negligible. They don't give
Yeah,
a
he
fuck.
didn't give a fuck.
Like, just like, oh, you could have easily dropped that on the ground. So, yeah, go ahead,
Easily,
take
right.
it.
And then trimming days.
I'm going through it, bro.
2 or 3 stalks was coming home with me. You know what I mean? It was just like, those are going to dry at the house.
No.
Fine.
Oh, those was. And I give a gift to my baby mama. Here you go, baby mama. I love you. She's like, oh, thank you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, our employees will not be hurting for weed, but anybody just walks out with weed,
I'm sure
That's
an
super
issue.
frowned
I
upon.
gotta take a stalk. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been black hatted. And I'm like, oh, this is.
I wouldn't have been black had I not. That's what you said.
Allegedly.
Bruh,
I'm like, shit, my hypocrisy only goes so far.
I'm out here just a heterosexual white man. Nobody lets me get away with shit.
Yeah, man.
I say wild shit on stage, though. I do,
this
like,
was owed to me. This is reparations.
shit, bro. You need a job or what?
Yeah,
Trying to move out of Vegas, there's way less comedy.
Yeah, dude.
Shit, no, not right now. Things look like they picking up. My
You're on the upswing right now.
comedy special, Uncomfortably Funny.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, releasing on the 31st on Amazon,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Wednesday or Tuesday night, midnight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Filmed this thing over a year ago. Had given up on it. One of the dudes that was supposed to have been a producer in it was really trying to fuck everybody and take full credit and everything for all of it.
Did he say he was your writer?
He's trying to do some of everything, bro. The control and all that shit like that. And he never paid for it. And so God, everything's in God's timing. Then work this thing out to where
Struck down on him with a vengeance.
things are being worked out to where the credit and what's right is right. You know what I mean? It's
Comedic
my
reparations.
special, you know
Dharma
what I mean,
came
that
around.
I came up
Yeah.
with. But the producer, the guy who filmed it, and this guy, they did actually have an idea that they did talk me into. Like, no cap, no shade, or none of that. Like, me being a traditional purist comic, I just wanted it to be just like your traditional fucking special.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The thing
Me
you
doing
watch
stand-up.
over and over.
No. You just see someone doing a stand-up. Mine
Mm-hmm.
is me doing stand-up with a combination of a biography. Telling my story
It's like a
about,
one-man show.
about Me Too and coming through the end of that and surviving those fucked up bullshit allegations.
Okay,
And all
that I mean, just that description itself kind of takes me to kind of something that's Birbiglia-esque, where like
Did
where
Birbiglia go through some Me Too
where
shit?
where well, I mean, not in that respect, but like the storytelling aspect of it, of stringing in jokes and actually saying something real about your life and saying these are the experiences that I had.
Yeah.
I feel like that's comedy, though. Like, at its purest form,
Yes.
is like being able to express who you are, what you've been through that made you who you are with jokes.
Well, yeah, I mean, comedy is subjective and it's has a multifaceted of forms.
Yeah, there's
So
also Mitch
you
Hedberg.
can't,
Yeah, it's
you can't pigeonhole in that, but
it's
I
like
do
the different
believe
mediums in painting where you have abstract, you have postmodern, and like the same. You could do the same thing with comedy.
No, you can have your fucking, set up punches. You have your fucking jesters, you know what I mean, who are clowns who are entertaining, and that has their place. You know what I mean? You have your storytellers. And then you have your original comics, the philosophers. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that happen to see things differently in life.
That is one of my
And
favorite things that I've heard
break
in
it
such a
down.
long time is the original comics, the philosophers, the ones that talked about just the absurdity of reality itself and the everyday
It brought it out.
movements
And
of what
it was poignant.
human
And
nature is.
it was to make you think. Like, none of it is to convert you.
Right.
It's just
But it's to give you
spark
an
the thought.
opportunity to think and see another side. And if you happen to be converted in your way of thinking when that illumination hits, by all means. But my whole thing with life is we don't have to disagree. But if I can understand where you're coming from and you can truly understand where I'm coming from, even though we do not agree, we can disagree and respect. Because I understand where you're coming from and you understand where I'm coming from. I just don't agree with that, but I respect where you're coming from. I get it. I just don't agree.
Agree to disagree.
So yeah, so we can respectfully do that instead of it being dramatic and being "fuck you, you're an idiot" because you don't see my way and my way is right. Like, no, I get your side. I just don't happen to agree with that.
Right.
it also promotes a sense of like mass empathy, where everybody gets to experience the same emotions at the same exact time, which is something you can only ever really experience at a concert or like a movie theater.
Live
Or
performance.
good sex
like
on
that.
ecstasy.
Oh yeah. This is true.
If you got enough people involved, everybody
With
can feel it,
consent.
dog.
With consent.
Obviously.
Alleged.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
a
that's
dosh-
right.
Why
out there.
the Zoom doesn't necessarily work? Is there like you're not feeling that same group energy to it?
Yeah.
Dude, I hated the Zoom. And then if the internet fucks up at all, it's
Yeah.
a disaster.
It should
You know
stop.
what momentum is in a
Yeah.
comedy,
Yeah.
in a set, you know what I mean?
Well, how long do you pause if you don't hear anything from the audience? Like,
But that's
how do you
where-
know if like you're going the right direction with
I
something?
think I actually saw you do
But
Zoom comedy
that
at some
is-
point.
That is also the
I don't
best
like the Zoom,
thing
the live stream.
about Zoom comedy.
I
live
didn't
stream.
like Zoom.
You don't need feedback?
There's a difference.
No, you need
Gotcha.
feedback, obviously, but how much it makes you think of those aspects
Sure.
with your writing, where how long should I pause? what
That was the
speed
beauty
should
of
I
it.
say these words at? What like it made you think about your writing in a different way.
Valid point.
So the reason why I didn't like Zoom and I did live stream is Zoom, you were all in that box.
Right.
And everybody's mics were on, and people could talk over you and heckle you. or whatever
Unacceptable.
happened.
Yeah,
Right.
for
But
sure.
unacceptable, but it could happen.
Yeah, totally.
Live stream, only the comics were in the boxes. And the audience was watching this live on YouTube. And so they could just comment in the chat room. So if you were recording or doing the show off of your laptop, you could see the chat.
Right.
If you're doing the show like I was most of the time, every now and then was fortunate enough to do it off the lap, I was doing it off my phone.
Right. So you
I'm
couldn't
not
see the
seeing
comments.
Any of that, right? Because all I could...
Well, either way,
It's
you
the
can
box.
turn off the comments.
Right, but
And,
you
like,
can't
if you
see
needed
the
to,
box
yeah.
and see the comments.
Talking to no
So,
one.
You're
what
so
you're doing
negative.
at that point
Why don't you turn off the comments?
is you're just spitting out your shit, being funny, just being silly and having a funny conversation with the people. And hoping and believing that they think it is as funny as you thought it was when you thought of it.
You know what? That's one of my favorite things about, because I just recently started like getting comfortable with shooting videos and kind of like just kind of showing my face and just cold start, just trying to be a personable person and just be me. That's been one of my favorite things is just being like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna be silly. I'm gonna make faces. I'm gonna do voices. I'm gonna do like
He ate a bar of soap.
whatever happens. I ate a bar of soap.
Yeah,
Like,
people did
man, that was
I had,
good.
I was going to say, I had this comedian Tabloid. She did the episode, and she was eating fried chicken while she was doing her set. You know what I mean? And
Sounds so much better than soap.
yeah.
fucking
That is a
and
very
killing
tab
it.
thing.
I mean, also the
You know what I
soap was a
mean?
metaphor. But
Drinking,
Fried
drinking
chicken.
out of a straw that's shaped and formulated as a dick. You know what I mean?
Oh,
The
yeah.
audience. You know what I mean? So
I
it
got
was
no
ways
problem
to
with
do
that,
it.
but it also sounds very Vegas.
Yeah,
It's very tab.
but very
It's very
tab
tab.
and very
What's
just
taboo?
Tabloid.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's a great comic, but yeah.
Gotcha.
I could see her eating fried chicken on a,
I mean,
on a set.
there's ways to do it, and the good comics can get through it because you're just at that time being entertaining and really going on a fucking rant.
Well, if you can just be yourself and actually feel what you're saying, that shit comes through.
Yep.
Like, I've had some terrible days. Gone to the fucking Starlight, signed up last, listened to everybody's sets and been like, this crowd sucks, everything sucks. But at the end of, like, once you get up there, it's just all energy at some point. And if you can push that shit in the right direction,
Sure.
it can fucking...
Yeah,
I've crushed after the worst days of my life. You know what I mean?
and it's still
Like,
the coolest thing
fuck
about this
this
art form.
place. And then I do comedy and I'm like, God damn it, I feel better.
because
Like,
you zone in.
yeah.
You zone in. Some of the best shows I've ever had is when I was going through some of the toughest times where I was freshly pissed off at some shit, and I went up on stage pissed off and just
Use that energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jadrian saw me cry once.
I've
On
seen you
stage?
try a couple times.
Jadrian seen me cry twice.
on
no
stage.
shit.
Yeah. One day I broke up with a girl and I felt really bad. She was a nice
Yeah.
person, but I fell in love with the little Ginge in the living room.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What word? What word?
And then one time I tell this joke about how my dad thinks I'm gay, and one time, like one of the first times I told it, I realized how true it was,
Yeah.
and it like hit me. I think I was too high. Maybe I had too many beers.
That's
in
why
me,
I don't smoke before sex.
But that
man.
shit hit me. I didn't like break
That trips
down
me out too.
and
Yeah.
cry, but I had like
That's
a
funny.
tear. You know
I
what
think
I
I've
mean?
heard you tell that story, man.
I
Yeah.
bet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the only one people remember.
Yeah.
See people at Walmart that's like, "Hey, your dad thinks you're gay."
Yeah.
Just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I've never
We're not
had a
living if
joke
we
that
haven't had
I
our dads
told
think
and
we're
then
gay.
realized
Oh man.
that it was true and it hit me. Most of the jokes I tell about myself, like it's already hit me, and I'm like, I got to get this off my chest. So I'm gonna make it a joke and take some power over this bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't think I've cried on stage very often, except for
Not very
like a
often.
like
I've
a,
seen it for sure.
No, I've done it a couple times, but that was when I created a set of being like, no, I want to do something themed. Like
First of all,
the last
Jadrian,
time was
nothing you're gonna say is gonna make it okay. But I just want to hear why you think it.
You
it
should have heard
touched
the
you.
end of his 30. It was depressing.
it was motivational.
I slit my wrist after that. Just failed.
So
You were
I
the-
know. I
the
licked
recipe
the
is-
blood, and I was like, ah.
You were definitely in the drama club. It was like, oh,
Yeah, I was a theater kid. Absolutely,
yeah, absolutely. You're definitely in touch with your emotions.
So there are a couple of sets that I've done that I did more of in like I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm gonna throw in a couple of jokes, but I'm gonna talk about something that's really serious. And one of my favorite ones was when I talked about my dad passing away and like how that affected my life. And
Turned into an AA meeting.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
fast.
Coming for Jadrian, he's one of those, and a lot of people say it.
It's
but
his
for
fucking
him, it's
time.
true.
Yeah.
He's using that shit for therapy when he goes out
Same.
there. And just depending on what personality you get, apparently, because he has a lot of them. Like, one of them is therapy, and one of them's just like, I'm finna tell you, motherfucker, something. And then the other one's like, I'm finna say the craziest thing I can say to shock you all. See if it's funny.
yeah, you got it.
I do that within boundaries.
The general rule is pain plus time equals
Yeah.
funny. So
Yeah.
like, just make sure that it's not like a fresh wound.
Oh, his
yeah.
dad died a long time ago.
Not at all.
Yeah, no, he died.
That
Yeah.
shit
okay.
is be fresh.
Yeah, but still,
That
man,
shit
that's
can
a
be
heavy
fresh,
one.
and I go
Yeah.
ahead
But
and
yeah,
drop that shit.
Yeah.
I
it's
have
a good
done a couple of
experience,
sets
yeah.
when I have been pushing things, and I've gotten a couple laughs. I'm like, all right, cool, dope. Even though it was something super emotional, I was able to get laughs out of it, and that was kind of the test that I've set for myself in those situations of just being like, all right, how raw can you be and still get a couple laughs?
100%.
But that's kind of like pushing the limits. The rest of it is kind of just waiting for life to happen.
I
and
think it's
seeing
pushing
if I
the
can
limits
figure
or
things
whatever
out.
have you is because you're looking for something to be raw for that purpose instead of something that was raw that caught your attention that you thought was funny and making that a joke. When your aim is to find something that's edgy just to be edgy, it's not going to work the same because that was the
It's not
naturality.
That's true.
The genuality isn't there. But if you find something that happens to be and you're gifted enough to make that funny, that's when the beauty of that is there.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
And there are a couple of bits that finally came around to that point where it's just like, no, I can make this consistently funny. Like, but yeah, that was something that I noticed with
bold statement.
some of the jokes that I've made.
Well, it's like that with anything, like especially in comedy. Though, it's like when someone
Consistently funny.
when someone starts running a
Not
comedy,
100%.
Allegedly.
It's allegedly fun.
it's like when someone starts running their own show. If they're running their own show for the simple purpose of I'm going to host
Having
it,
a room?
and I get to get up as many times as I want and work my shit out.
Money.
It usually doesn't work out as well as when someone puts on a show because they saw that it was a need for the show, and while they're doing it, they're making it the most productive, detailed, fine dine, giving everybody the proper experience show, sacrificing them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because honestly, hosting a comedy show,
It's terrible.
it's a lot of fun. I love doing it.
I really enjoy
I
it.
love doing it,
You
but
get to set the
it's
table.
You
sacrificing.
do weekly?
Weekly and then a monthly show on Fremont Street.
Insane. But it's sacrificing. It's not about you, that show. You're the host. That means that you're there to set the table. You're there to watch the feed. You're there to do whatever you have to do to set the environment that they enjoy themselves. And the comics have an atmosphere conducive for comedy.
Right, but it's telling them to sink or swim.
It is, but it's up for you to set the table. And after you set the table, if you go in there and you're trying to eat all the scraps in between all the comics, you're fucking up the show.
That is one of my least favorite traits
But-
that I've seen get out of hand a couple times. Like, sure, yeah, throw in a one-liner, but between comics, whatever, and then introduce the next comic. But don't stay up there.
But
Don't do
you
5
don't-
minutes
yeah.
in between comics.
But
That's
you don't
way too much.
do
100%
the
of the time.
one-liner if that other comic went off and did good, and the reason why is because your one-liner can throw off the tone for the room, bring
Right.
them down, and now you feel like you need to bring them back up, or the next comic has to, instead of you just letting that comic ride the wave.
Oh, we've definitely
Ladies and gentlemen,
seen
give it
that
up for
happen a few
so-and-so.
times, yeah.
Let's keep this train moving. Ladies and gentlemen, from so-and-so, keep it going for blah, blah, blah. And let them.
I feel like the best time for a host to drop jokes is after a bomb.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
shift the room.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, remember, funny is
cleanser.
still a thing?
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Cleanser.
Well,
Yeah.
you're going to love this next. Yeah.
And it's quick. You're not doing a whole
Exactly,
bit.
yeah.
This is a quick pop, pop. Oh, you guys are back with us? Let's go.
Well, and it's got to be in the moment. It has to be a quick reference to something they just
doesn't
said
have to
or
be
what
that.
just happened to the room.
That it does not have to be.
Well, it seems
just
to
has to
work.
be something funny. Yeah, it's a very
yeah.
quick out. It's
Right.
low-hanging fruit. But it just truly needs to be something funny. That's bop, bop, bop to the crowds.
I guess I do have some back pocket jokes for pretty much every
And you
comic in
need
the same. Yeah.
You need to have back pocket jokes, period, when you go up as a host. One, when you first opening up a show, you're not doing 20 or 30 off the top anyway. You shouldn't be. You know what I mean? You really should only be doing
7.
like 10 at the most 15. And honestly, if your crowd hits at 3
You're
and
doing
they're
your
ready,
job.
If they
Yeah.
at their
get
high
the fuck
point-
off and bring
Yeah.
the comic up. You've done your job.
Mm-hmm.
And then your friends that come up and be like, hey, did you go up? Yeah, you missed me. I went up in the beginning. You fucked up.
But you could
Come
bomb
early next
after
week.
that. Like, you could lose them. But
You could, but you don't
as
need
your
to
job,
even
exactly. Your
figure
job
that
is to
out
pick them
if
up.
everybody else is doing their job. Like, I always say I have a good show when I don't have to tell a joke for the rest of the night because everybody is boom, boom, boom,
Right.
boom, 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 boom.
Just like everybody's
just
having a great
keeping
time.
it moving.
Here's the next bit of fun.
Because like you said, I could be the one to bring it down
Exactly.
and then try to find a way to bring it up. Or you have those nights where you weren't that hot as the host.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Everybody
first,
has bad days.
And the first comic goes up and he sets it off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you go back up because you're like, oh, they're ready now. So you go back up and you try to get your
No,
jokes
no,
off.
no,
and
no.
they're not.
No.
And the crowd's like,
No, you had your chance.
And
Vince.
then you see the next comic go up and he hits him. And then you're like, oh, shit. Okay, now they're ready. You go back. It's like, no, bruh. They don't like you. So you
Yeah.
just keep it moving. Like,
Yeah.
it was just not your night. And it happens to everybody. They're not feeling you.
But you can
Keep it
ride that
moving.
wave too and help the crowd ride that. Y'all having fun? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can do
just
that.
like just to keep it rolling. Introduce the next comic. Like
Or-
energy's high. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
Let's fucking
Or you
go.
can be
Next
real
comic.
with them real quick and be like, we're going to keep it moving because I know y'all ain't feeling me tonight. Ha, 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 ha. Keep
Yeah.
it going.
I've said that
That's
so many
exactly
times.
what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
like, or you
But
could
they're
just
like,
lean
oh,
into it and
he
just like,
saw
y'all
it.
hate me, right?
They're like, he gets it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
So many times I've
I mean,
said that.
that's why I've heard it so many times on different podcasts where it's just like, no, you have to acknowledge what's happening in
Yeah.
the room.
Always.
Oh,
You
yeah.
Self-awareness
have
is huge.
to be self-aware and understand how good you actually are, because the killer is when you
that's the key.
when you think you're better than you actually are.
You know what?
Delusion runs rampant in it, and you need to be a little bit because you need crazy enough to think that what you say
Yeah, if you're doing
is important
comedy,
enough.
you're crazy.
So comments borderline on sociopathic or narcissistic.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean both, or combination, whatever have you. But to do it and think that. you
Think
definitely
that there's
gotta be
any
yourself.
reason people should
Yeah.
listen to what the fuck you have to say.
Yeah.
But
But
you
it's
have to
also a
be-
requirement to have at least a little bit of that voice being like, yep, but keep yourself in check though.
You need to have a lot of
in
that
this
voice.
game
Now,
is
the,
huge.
Yeah.
the thing is,
Humility
like you
is
said,
huge.
you really do seriously need to be self-aware. Because you get those comments, it's like, I fucking crushed it, bro.
I hear that all the time.
And
man.
you're
and
like,
some-
I was there.
I was
there.
there.
They did not crush.
Twice a
Like,
year,
yeah,
I
come
have a
on.
pretty fucking good set.
Yeah.
But it's not always.
Yeah.
You know? Like, usually I'm just getting by. Like, everybody's like, I don't hate that guy.
Serviceable night.
Like,
yeah.
as a heterosexual white guy, it's tough. You know what I mean? Like, it's the.
I don't know.
You don't understand the
not our
struggle
time,
of
yeah.
getting on
I
stage.
don't understand that shit, and I'm glad I don't. I honestly, and I might be setting myself up and have that night tonight in Durango and be like, God damn it. But I can't
Bro,
remember
you're
the
gonna
last
be
time I had a bad set.
You're gonna fucking
know what I mean? Like, it's
destroy
like-
this place.
No,
dude.
I love that you're here. The only
Yeah.
time I can tell a black joke is if there's
I
a black
know.
dude in the room.
I brought him here for that
I've
specific
been
reason.
saving
Thank you, Fitzy.
For that
Thank you.
reason, like, I've been waiting to tell this run nigga joke. What did the chainsaw say to the comedian that came in the room? Run nigga.
Yo, you stole my jokes, bro?
Bruh. So I was dating this chick, and I'm gonna throw her name out here, Mark
Please.
Griswold, like 7th grade, and she had this house party,
Frequent listener of the Green Light Weekend.
White Cloud, Michigan, and her dad takes me outside, and it's like, I hear you and my daughter talk a lot. I have no problem with you being friends. Grown man to a 7th grader, and he goes, "What did the chainsaw say to the black boy?" And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Run, nigga." And look me at me and him had an understanding. Can't talk about my daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Y'all can
No,
be friends.
I got you. Yeah.
You can't fuck my daughter. And I was like, I bought that bitch a pound puppy. You know how much pound puppies cost? And a Care Bear.
$35.
Romantic son of a
Yeah,
gun.
since the early
12 years-
ages.
12 years old? That's like buying a plane ticket to Belize, dog.
No, genuinely racist white people are the scariest people in the world.
No. I prefer
Honestly,
racist white
so you know what
people
to expect.
that say that shit right to my face.
It's on the surface.
As
Yeah.
opposed to the ones that are, because those are the ones I got to worry about. The ones right to my face, when they cool with me, we cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We didn't already discuss that you didn't like me, I didn't like you, but something
Agree
about
to
it.
disagree.
Yeah. And we sitting there getting drunk, and I'm like, oh yeah, you better not talk.
Have you been to South Carolina?
No, I have not.
Because
Like,
I
tell me
was
from
scared. They're very honest, very open people.
I grew up.
Yeah,
in
I can
Arkansas.
imagine. They still fly that flag, baby.
Yeah.
Bro, I was at a food truck festival just listening to conversations. It was packed. Live music,
God.
food truck festival, terrifying. It's just like,
By the way, I didn't know that flag was racist because I'm from Michigan, from the north.
uh-huh.
Like I didn't like they
That's
didn't
Leonard
teach us.
Skinner, baby.
They didn't teach us that was racist. I just thought that was the flag on the General Lee. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the Dukes of Hazzard, baby.
Yeah, they left a
I
lot
thought
of
it was a
important
cool
stuff
design
out.
for
Yeah.
a flag. It's
I found out,
unfortunate that
yeah.
it's so racist.
I get older and I find out I was rooting for the wrong fuckers the whole time. Like, I should have been rooting for Boss Hogg. Instead, I'm rooting for them Duke boys and that Daisy girl. I'm like, get them rednecks.
Bro,
The General Lee, hold on now. Like, that had all went over me as a little kid. I'm like, the General Lee, hold on now. And you always get away.
anybody's gonna vote for Daisy Duke. Like, I'll root for
Fuck.
those shorts any
Uncle
day.
Jesse, that was my dude too, man. Me and Uncle Jesse could have had a beer together.
Maybe. Got real honest with each other.
Yeah. It'd have been like a whole lot of like, boy, me and them Duke boys and that other boy. That Negro boy.
Jenkins?
Should have hit the hype button on that one. You missed it.
Well, it's too late.
Too late now. You fucked up, man.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the co-host to this.
First of all, you're the button guy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I am the button guy.
You dropped a banger. That was a good one.
Oh, that was fun. We're gonna have fun tonight. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
good. How's the weather?
It's
No
warm.
clouds on the
It is
horizon.
hot.
We're going outside, son.
The
It's
only reason
way
why I'm
better
wearing this
outside.
hoodie is because
They got, like, a
I was wearing a
patio
white
out there.
shirt.
It's so much better outside.
We might have to put away a couple of those tables and put out more chairs.
Good.
Because from what I've heard and how many people I've been telling,
Don't honey dick the comics right
it
now.
should-
all right?
it should
They're
be
here.
pretty good.
And then it come out and be like 12 people.
No,
like,
this is for me. This is
I'd be like, it was my fault.
this is so I can
I
believe.
like I do.
I'm
I
the
like
one with
your
the specialist
standpoint
coming out.
is
Like, man, I couldn't
much better
flip the
than
ring
mine.
on
I'm
last
like,
minute.
Tonight's
August
gonna be the night
31st?
that it
August
fails
31st,
miserably.
Amazon Prime.
Goddamn right.
Uncomfortably
yeah.
funny.
That will be
yeah.
in the intro.
But also,
I'll try. I'll try, bro. I can't promise I'm gonna boost your numbers a lot, but I will try.
Everyone, baby. Shit, everyone. Ain't nobody
Everyone
supposed to know who Diaz Mackie is. He's a kid that grew up in a place called White Cloud, Michigan. You feel me?
Yeah. White Claw, Michigan. What was that like?
It was dope.
Very white?
It was very white.
Is that where the drink's
Well, it was
from?
in Michigan.
Is that a
Um,
stupid question?
Is that where the drink is from?
White Claw?
No, White Cloud.
Oh, White Cloud.
Yeah,
Heard.
named after.
That sounds way whiter.
yeah,
At least Claw had some fucking.
actually named
Claws,
after back
dog.
then what they called Indians. In fact, the name of our school was called White Cloud Indians. I think they still are actually on the low. But
No, the White Cloud was the white part, and the Indians were the people they took the land from. You get
yeah,
that,
the
right?
Cloud. The emblem was a little Native American. But
One feather or what?
no, he had the whole little cabana.
Oh, damn. A whole headdress? I grew up right next to the res. So,
Yeah, so
not a lot of white friends.
Growing
Growing
Cloud
up.
is off of the Muskegon River, which is also Native American.
Okay.
They say it came from they was on there and the white man had the musket gun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a musket gun, and the way the natives would say it sounded like Muskegon.
Uh-huh.
So that's all the shit.
That's gangster. I love that shit.
But
I
White
love
Cloud is that's where Fremont is like 15 minutes east, maybe. But that's where Gerber's is, where the baby food, Gerber baby food.
Does it stink?
No, not at all.
Oh, good.
No, I bet it smells delicious.
I hear
Smells like
factories
fucking
are-
And there's
stewed
money over there.
vegetables all day.
I mean, you got the farmland, you know what I mean, the further you get out, but that's never like in town on the main road.
I
you
guess
know
I
what
was thinking like the mushed spinach.
Like I grew
and
up
like-
two-tracking and shit.
I didn't. Doing what?
Like two-tracking. You know what I mean?
Two-tracking.
Yeah, riding through the trails in the woods,
On.
racing trucks and shit like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I used to race my mom's Camry through that.
That's awesome. I
Destroy
used to
her
do shit
suspension.
like that too.
You
Yeah.
know what I
Fuck
mean?
yeah, dude.
My brother rolled a minivan with me inside it when I was
Yeah.
not.
Huh.
Yeah,
10
I
years.
grew
Yeah.
up hillbilly, and then I was born in Detroit and would still spend my summers in Detroit with my father. Like anytime I was out of school, my mom was like, "You need to go with your dad." Like, you know what I mean? You finna give me a break. And my dad was like, "Yes, my apprentice." You know what I mean? I will
Apprentice for
name you
what?
Vader. You know what I mean? My dad, just the dark side. You know what I mean? Just
Okay.
that
But
whole-
what kind of stuff? That sounds awesome. This sounds like the best part of this story.
So my mom is after she left my dad, she became a Christian, and then soon after a minister, and she's gifted. Like she's a real prophet.
Oh,
which
so you
was
grew up in the church.
weird, yeah. Like that lady would be like, I'd ask her if I can go place, and she'd be like, "No, the Lord said no because you get ready to do this, that, and say it to the detail." And I was like, "Damn."
She's making a lot of sense.
That's
No,
what
she
my
was
mom
saying
said.
to the detail. It would be so scary like, because it was to the detail, and I knew it was to the detail that it was like telling me like, all right, she's real. And then there'd be sometimes I'd ask her if I could do something. She'd be like, ask God, and I'm like, you know, you're finna say no. I ain't got no license. Like, you let me drive the car. Like, if I like this nigga.
Yeah, when you need cigarettes, I can drive, but
No, she smoked. Look, my mom was one of the closest people to like living the Bible that I've ever seen in my life. Like, she's flawed, of course.
would
but
you say it's too
To an extreme.
to like in a negative way? Like, is there part of her like living her best life to the word of the Bible like that is negative?
Where it might be affecting others negatively.
I mean, it did me. Like, she missed like a lot of my like athletic events and stuff like that, like a lot of games because she was at church.
But Dad's more
or
important.
working. My dad was,
And he was in
better.
Detroit.
Yeah, he was on the other side. But yeah, so like a lot of my parents' nights, and I was always the captain of every sports team I played on for the most part. So a lot of parents'
Black
nights,
dude in
I
White Cloud,
walked out-
Michigan. Yeah.
No, not just White Cloud, but lived in Fremont and played for their teams.
So you're
in
athletic.
Grand Rapids, yeah, very.
What
I
did
played
you play?
Basketball, football, track, tennis.
Everything.
I was guessing soccer with the
I
Pumas.
don't play soccer. I play basketball and football.
Heard that.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you play in football?
Quarterback and corner, and
God damn.
Hell yeah.
just short.
Ain't
And
no
then,
white
Oh, he
corners,
was captain. Of course he was
And then-
quarterback.
Ain't no white corners.
And
bro.
then kick return and punt return as a quarterback, like I was returning punts. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, you were the best chance. Just like clearly, captain, athlete. We had one black kid in our school. He ran over all of us.
Yeah.
Mm.
No,
I was
that was the same thing
I
in my
was-
school in New Mexico.
I was small and I was really fast.
Uh-huh.
Like I was extremely fucking fast. Like
Right.
not super fucking like quick. You know what I mean? Like with the like juke.
But you were just faster
I was
than
just
everybody.
like
Like in
yeah,
100
on a
yards,
straightaway,
you just pull away.
yeah, in that 40, like just the takeoff and stuff like that. And
But you
and
didn't
then I
have
had
the
strong legs.
you didn't have the footwork.
I would juke you and spin, but I would run you over and stiff arm you. Like I loved trucking people.
I wish people fucking.
yeah, son.
I love trucking
I
people.
wish people
Hell
juked
yeah.
me, bro. I was just got.
I would juke you every
wrecked.
now and then, but I loved trucking people.
Oh, that clash, dude. That's one of the main things I miss
get somebody
about
stiff arm, like,
football.
oh, okay.
It's just like bracing against each other.
Especially if you're the guy going way faster than the other guy.
Oh. It's fun. It's like drawing guns almost. It's just like which one of us is gonna get this bullet.
But then I was like
Fast and low.
pretty
That's
decent.
who wins.
But I played baseball, which I was probably honestly naturally the best at,
Uh-huh.
and wish I had kept playing that.
Like out of all the sports,
what-
that was
what
where
were
you
you,
shined.
I quit playing it because I didn't think it was cool anymore, and I was like,
Oh, guaranteed contracts, no real
was your
chance of getting
position?
injured. Yeah, that's not
shortstop
cool.
and center field.
Oh, nice. I was center and first base.
Yeah, and then I was leadoff hitter.
I thought you were gonna say catcher for sure.
Yeah.
I did catcher for a couple games, but I just told the coach I was like, no, that shit's boring.
I
man."
caught one game and did not like it. I got hit in the head twice with the fucking bat on the dude, follow through, fucking ball, just doing that fucking blocking and having to take. I hated that shit. One game, I was like, nope. I pitched one game, but yeah, I was a shortstop in center field.
That's where it's fun. That's where most of the shit goes. Shortstop, center field. Like
Yeah.
that's where the action
The
is.
best athlete.
Yeah.
And I was, like I said again, I was fast, so I could cover,
Right.
and I had a good arm. So,
Cover
But
the
yeah.
bases.
but
That's awesome.
basketball was really, that was my sport through it. And
You just every sport you say, you're like, so what I was really best at was this, and then you move on to another sport.
Well,
and you're
I had
like,
a-
basketball's where I really shine.
I said I should have kept playing baseball,
Oh yeah.
but I had a overseas contract for basketball and stuff like that.
Oh shit. Where?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where at?
Over in Italy and the Philippines.
Dude, I hear a lot of people do that. Was it fun? Did you
didn't
go?
go.
Oh, bro.
I got married instead and stayed and got a telemarketing job.
Are you still with this lovely lady?
Nah,
You
that's
should have went to Italy,
my
dog.
son's mom. I should have, but married her. She got pregnant with my son, and next
enough.
week my special come out Wednesday, and I'm going to put my pen on my son Thursday. 22 years old. He just got promoted to be a sergeant in the Marines.
Yeah, I just saw you post about that, man. That's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the biggest accomplishment out of all of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck the special. I'm having my boys a fucking
Yeah,
him.
that's one of my biggest goals.
breaking
It's just-
generational
it's
curses.
just like,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try to
You're
do
a
my
comic.
best
You're
at
fine.
my life and like build whatever I build. But like my main success comes from when my daughter grows up and I get to see what she becomes. like
Yeah.
when she chooses her path and gets settled into her
And
field.
I'm excited to see what
Like
my daughter
that-
does too. But
That is going to be the hitter for me, where I'm just like, I fucking
Yeah, Jadrian's baby mama's smart as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, so is my ex-wife.
Yeah.
My daughter's mom is too. I got very fortunate. But
And Jadrian's funny.
My daughter,
Sometimes.
my daughter's funny too. No, she
I think
definitely.
I saw her at the last shows I was down here. She's
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah,
She's
that was
cute.
that was
She's got your
the
smile for sure.
that was the first comedy show I ever took her to.
Oh, no kidding.
What was the
Ah, I
one
feel
that,
blessed.
that
How
we
many have
had,
you taken
I
her
think it
to?
was me and Ralph were headlining that one. Yeah.
Ralph's a wildcat.
has
Ralph
she
is
started
wild.
repeating
I love
your
Ralphie.
material to you?
No, she just tells him my jokes, which is weird.
Oh, that gotta hurt.
No, but that is one of the only legitimate laughs that she had that night was just the timing was on point for one of Brian's jokes, and I felt it like off of her before I even heard the noise, where I was just like, oh, that was just pure energy being like, oh, that's funny.
Kids understand punchlines.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Fucking
oh,
nailed
that's
it,
where I'm
bro.
supposed to laugh. Yeah.
I
Once.
think
Yes.
my son Jalen and my daughter Mayana. I'm trying to think how old they were. They might have been. I've been doing this shit 16 years. I remember like 8 or 9, both of them, but they came to a show, and afterwards, just in happenstance, walking in the room and catching them doing my bits back and forth was one of the dopest moments I
That's pretty cool.
had. I was like,
His
that was dope.
his daughter's a little young for that.
Yeah, she's just about to turn 5 in a couple weeks.
yeah, they might be younger than that, but
There's a comic, John Caparillo brings his daughter, who's I think she's 6, onto the stage right when he's done, and does like a slightly off-color joke, you know, and it's just so cute. Like the crowd loves it because they've
God
heard him
damn,
reference his
that's so
daughter a
good,
few
yeah.
times, and she just runs up onto the stage, and then it's really cute.
No, I usually have her on Sundays, and we have the Sunday mic at Old Timers, and I haven't been able to bring her the last couple times, but I love going with her, and she's always just like, hey, can I get on stage with you this time? Can I get on stage with you?
Yeah.
Because I've let her do it a couple times, and like sometimes it messes with the rhythm of
I
the
did
show.
talk shit.
But
once.
just because I'm trying to develop
Be a
something.
good dad.
Sure.
I want her
Let him
to
just do that.
know a
Jadrian's
piece
just
of what
like, how
this
is
life
this gonna
is.
work? It's
Yeah.
just that different mode of him that is like, oh, let's try this. Use
But-
his little puppet.
But no,
Last
she,
time I roasted him,
she
and his
loves
daughter.
it. She likes
was fun.
being on stage, and she definitely shows this interest in
Being the center of attention.
of like, no, I want to make people happy. Where it's like she wants to put that, like she's showing that out in the world.
And that'll always be a memory that she'll always be able to look back at. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I'm excited to, because she's gonna live a weird life, because
You got a chuckle daddy for her dad.
Yeah.
As her dad,
Yeah.
it's just like,
me and her
We
mom
gotta
are
spend the
so
night on the
excited.
weed farm again.
No, I can't wait until I take her on runs. Just put her in the green room.
That's gonna be
you've
fun.
been out here before, haven't you?
Yeah, I got to meet his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
She's got your very distinctive laugh and smile.
Yeah. No, she
When you were in
is
Vegas, I
a
was at Wise
beaming
Guys, and
light.
I had no idea you were there. And then I heard a laugh, and I was like, "Yeah, that's Jay Trans."
Bro, we were in Dolores last
So
weekend, and a comic was coming back from the Mushroom Festival, and Dolores is like in the middle of where he was in Durango.
Yeah.
So he was just like stopping to grab some food or whatever, and he heard Jadrian laugh from like a block away.
Oh, so easy. Yeah.
He
It's
showed
so
up and he was
distinctive.
like, Jadrian, yeah.
That is the most like frequent thing that I hear, where it's just like, no, people, I hear your laugh from a block away when I'm coming to work. I hear your laugh
You
from
got that
outside
distinctive
the
laugh.
bar
Bro.
whenever
It was
there's
funny
a
in
show.
Vegas. It was like people weren't used to genuine joy, so they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
No.
Yeah. That's what happened at the beginning of being here in this scene,
Yeah.
where I was just like, I was just so
That
happy
sounds
to
scary.
like be out and doing something, and like enjoying watching comedy live, and just like feeling genuine joy, and all the comics would be like, fuck that guy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
'Cause he would-
Dude, it's beautiful and
he
it's
had
contagious. I remember
less-
the show you were on, man. It just your laugh in the background made everyone else have such a good time that show.
No, that's his special skill.
Yeah, it's
I
dope.
mean, he's
It's
funny,
dope, man.
but the
Laughter's
thing he has
infectious.
that nobody else has is his fucking laugh.
Fuck yeah.
Saving comics one laugh at a time.
right? So then other people start laughing, and then the room just catches you. Like, all right,
Oh, it's huge.
I've been
that
having
and the clap in the back of the room. That clap.
Yeah.
that's almost offensive though. It's like I'm not trying to be motivational, motherfucker. Like laugh. Calm down, whatever you're doing.
Is that the laugh?
I think my tire
That
just
sounds
lost
like a
pressure.
fucking transmission wasn't working right or something. I was like, is the air conditioning going out?
This is about to be my new alarm because I will wake the fuck up.
Yeah. All right, here we are.
There's not a song that will wake me up like
It
that.
sounded like TV, like in the mid '90s, when it went off.
Well, that was an issue. Yeah, I didn't like that.
That was
at
a
all.
new one. No, I don't think I've ever laughed like that before.
That was weird. I was like, it's the static in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a soundboard and record that as one button.
Dude, I've heard that so often of people being like, I want your laugh as like my text message
They want that one?
notification. My just my regular laugh.
Well, they're gonna have to
good
go
one.
through me.
The
all
good
right?
one.
Trademark
No,
that shit. Yeah.
Straight up.
I
I'm gonna
will.
have to work
Don't
on it.
worry
Yeah.
about it.
Green
Sell
light
to
weekend
Netflix,
trademark.
background
Sell
on
my
comedy.
laugh. I can't laugh at any other shows.
Oh, you can laugh wherever you want if I make money off it.
I had to check my phone and see if everything was going on at the same time. I was like, oh, here they come. It's an alien face. She's like, I do it.
Yeah, if I ever give up on comedy, which I never will,
We'll see.
then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be like, hey man, you need
Cameo.
You need someone to laugh in your special.
there.
Tell me a joke.
You need to scare the fuck out of somebody at night. Let's put this shit on. And then whisper, I'm coming for you.
With him in the background? I'm not fucking laughing. No, you murdered for sure.
I'm already in the house.
There have been a few times where I've wanted to fuck with people on the street because I walk to and from work.
And you see a
all
lot
the
of people
time.
on the street.
Not really, but there are a couple times where I'm just like, fuck. I wish I could like conquer like a genuine laughter, just in the middle of the night behind somebody, and they're just like, oh, what the fuck?
Dude, it's like be terrifying.
It's like learning to cry. But you
Especially-
can do it.
Especially just on the street.
Oh yeah,
You might get one of them crazy people just beat the shit out of you for no reason.
that's fine.
I don't know.
It's pretty tough.
Oh, we were walking the streets.
I'll take a beating.
We were watching the streets of Durango earlier and saw a fucking zebra.
We did. We saw a zebra man. Yeah.
Twice.
A zebra.
A
man.
Some-
Yeah, it seemed to be,
zebra
it seemed to
man.
be a
We saw him
lifestyle for him. He was wearing his whole zebra outfit.
Some
pretty
down
sure
by
I
the
could
river and
Probably beat
downtown.
that dude up.
Yeah. He's about 95
No,
pounds
Jadrian's
soaking wet.
fine. Trust me. For Durango, he's like a UFC heavyweight champion. He will fuck up everybody in Durango.
Have you ever fought a crackhead? They can be incredibly strong. Like, they don't feel pain sometimes.
Have you ever fought a former crack?
Yeah.
I'm very flexible.
You're like a sponge.
Like I know I probably won't have to go to the ground, but if I have to, I'm very flexible. I can get around. I know enough that anybody on the street, like any average Joe, I'll be fine.
As long as you don't pick fights with anybody, you'll
Yeah.
probably be
Yeah,
fine.
I'm not out there trying to like pick fights. Like
Well, I'm with you, my Hebrew brother.
Yeah. Attention, no street fights tonight.
yeah, dude.
No street fights. I don't fight in the street in Durango.
No, I'm
Or I
here.
haven't.
I'm here to have a good time.
The only people I've fought in Durango are people from Farmington, which is where I'm from, and I fucking hate them.
Those
Our
are
rivals.
those are the only people I've almost gotten in fights with here. Are New
New
Mexicans.
Mexicans.
Okay.
Bro. And we're both New Mexicans.
Yeah, dude.
So I just hate in them what I see in myself. You know what I mean?
this
Like
like a
they do something
Footloose?
stupid, I'm
Like
just
them
like,
motherfuckers across town, like, y'all got a rival? Like, back in the day, you ever did like a dance battle? All this shit?
no, all white people, none of us can dance. So we just slap in the face. Yeah.
That's not what Kevin Bacon said.
Kevin Bacon was also a ghost, all right? Let's not believe everything he fucking does.
Invisible. He was a
Also a
ghost. He was invisible.
I watched Ghost when I was like 9 in the theater, and I was so
Patrick
excited there was a
Swayze.
That's
titty.
a weird time to watch
That was
Ghost.
Patrick Swayze, who is now a ghost.
Oh, no.
Kevin Bacon was invisible in one
Invisible
movie.
Man.
Yeah,
Invisible.
something like that.
Whatever
What's
that
the
was.
name? Yeah.
I think it was the
I s-
Invisible Man.
Yours
I
was
said he
Along
was
those
a
lines. He
ghost,
showed his penis in that.
but
Call
yes. And Swayze was
But it was
ghost. You're
invisible.
right.
that. Flaccid penis.
But he could be
yeah.
a ghost now. Like, there's ladies looking at this podcast now, looking at Fitzy going, that's Patrick Swayze.
I think Clay Guida all day. Clay Guida all day.
Dude, I met Coolio, and I could not convince Coolio that I was not Clay Guida.
Dude, you
Really?
can't
I
convince
just got my ass
me
kicked
you're
in
not
the-
Clay Guida, motherfucker. I don't believe you. Clay Guida's
Come
funny.
on.
Yeah.
Everybody, you can get
Dude, Clay,
down.
yeah, Clay's dope, man.
He's just like, man, Clay, stop fucking with me, dog.
Be honest, dog.
I tried to explain it to him.
I'm gonna need to see
I asked
pictures
him
of
to
his
take a-
tattoos.
Yeah,
to really
they're-
believe you.
Yeah, he's got 2 sleeves.
He's got
so,
more, yeah.
he's got more.
All right, I believe you.
Similar ears though.
Unless that
Yeah.
is some sort of arm sleeve.
His his hairline it's a little thinner up top than it used to be.
It's
I'm
definitely
thinking.
started
I'm
to
not
see.
thinking now Clay Guida. I'm
Yeah.
thinking legend Clay
Yeah,
Guida.
okay, all
When
right.
I was
Still when
getting
he's kicking it. Yeah.
drunk, too young to drink, watching Clay Guida beat the
He
fuck.
was
Well,
savage.
he was getting beat up
You mean
a lot,
bleed
and then
all over the fucking
Yeah.
mat, dude?
Yeah,
he would
that
get
Diego
beat up a
Sanchez
lot and
fight
then
was so
persevere
sad.
and then win. You know what I mean? He was that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna wear you out with my face, like
Yeah.
that kind of guy.
Dude, he's still doing it, man.
And he
I
still
think
lives in his
he's-
van, right? Or
He
no?
still pretty much lives in his van. He,
You know a lot about Clay Guida, bro.
I met him a couple of times.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I
had
bet
shorter
you have
hair.
in the
Okay.
mirror. Huh?
You know what? It used
Right?
to, when I had
It's
short
like when
hair, I
everybody
heard
thinks
Forrest
you're him,
Griffin all the
you gotta
time.
learn some shit about him.
Oh yeah,
That's fair.
I could see Forrest
Could have
Griffin
fun
as well.
all the
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
In order to beat the dude, you gotta know the dude to beat the dude.
That's true.
Dude,
Was there ever a point in your fighting career that you were like, I might have to fight Clay Guida?
You know what? He was already kind of like
Past his
firmly-
prime?
Well, no, he was already firmly entrenched in the UFC.
Oh.
I was getting close to Bellator. I always hoped that I'd kind of make that next stride through, and then I was at a decent point, and then I'd lose a fight. And then towards the end, man, I just went on like a fucking losing streak.
Bummer.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
should
well,
talk
no,
on the
I
mic.
would never say no to
Yeah.
fights.
Why?
Because it's fun to fucking fight.
It's fun to fight. Yeah.
Is it fun to fight,
he
or
didn't have
you
a
believe?
therapist. He was going through a rough time, and he was just like, "I need punishment." Was just running
Yeah.
out there like,
Yeah. How did your trainer feel
Oh,
about
are you
these?
the same as me where you get like a really good like punch or kick and you laugh and you're just like, that was great, and then you tap him up?
Sometimes, yeah, definitely in training. But no, so Vegas is a weird place to do it where nobody really pays attention to you unless you're under contract with UFC. So I was
fair.
just making a lot of decisions on my own. Like I was training with really good guys, but never really had anyone kind of looking out for me. So
Getting that comedy experience.
yeah, well, basically, yeah. So they would just offer me fights, and I always said yes. I always convinced myself that I would win or at least put myself in a position to get more fights. So I took some crazy ones. Fought John Alessio, a UFC
Oh
Jesus,
shit,
dude.
dude. Oh
champion on 48 hours notice. Like 48 hours.
You crazy son.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah, it was nuts. I was
But-
training for another fight.
But I get it.
Oh okay.
That's
All
a
right.
spotlight. Like,
and I ended
Yeah,
up
after-
with one of the better runs. So I won 4 fights in a row after that. And that's when I signed the Bellator contract.
just out of curiosity, when you fought John Alessio, what was the money deal?
5 and 5. So I ended up getting 5. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How old were you?
28. Yeah. So 10 years ago now.
$5,000.
$5,000. Yeah.
I fight 3 homeless people.
I know.
For $5,000.
I know, dude. Well,
I also see that
I don't
kind of as
I-
as
ooh,
if
fuck.
somebody came up to me and was just like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we'll give you an hour next week."
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
just part of you says
I'd
yes,
be
like you'll figure
yeah,
it out in
I
the
have
moment.
to. I'll figure it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Well, now
Fighting's
it's so cool to
different
be
than
in this
comedy.
industry
That's why I can't-
to where
I'm
it's
not a
like I
fighter.
can have
I can't
that
take an
same
aspirin for
mindset.
$5,000.
I can have the same thing where like this is gonna be okay. Like I can do this thing, and it doesn't knock me out. It might be humbling, but I'm like, yeah.
The only reason I believe
Got to
that-
eat those punches sometimes.
Sometimes you
gotta
do.
eat 'em.
Yeah.
Oh,
Much prefer punchlines to punches to the face.
1 month ago, do you know how semi-truck trailers work? How they have like the latches
yeah.
that like open? So we had one of those for storage at the farm, and one of my business partners.
Y'all just happen to have one.
Yeah, I mean it.
White people shit. Go ahead.
The property, yes, very redneck property, but most of the family's Mexican. But they just have useful shit. But we were using that for storage, and one of my business partners closed it without like letting the hook go in the groove. He forced it in, so it was like on the outside, and he pushed it in. He's like a bigger dude than me. Pushed it in, locked it. So the next morning I went to open it,
It
and
was
like
fucking impossible.
no, I popped it open and it hit me in the fucking
Oh
face.
shit.
And that was like the first time I had that feeling since I've been punched in the face last. And I think I could beat up pretty much anybody in Durango. That's what I'm saying. Like, hit me in the face, bro. Like, I hit the face with a metal
Good.
bar.
I'll take one.
You know what? A face in the face doesn't hurt. It's those body shots that it's just like
Yeah.
such a shitty feeling.
Yeah, but
I've been blessed
orangutans
with
aren't
a-
gonna
Yeah.
throw body shots
Okay.
unless the ones that train will.
Yeah.
But I also train there, and I know who those people
I
are.
was
so
about to say you can
don't.
also see it just in the way people walk.
yeah,
You
they carry themselves
Yeah.
a little differently.
Well,
Yeah,
and they
like, that's a
don't-
guy I don't want to fuck with. That's a guy that maybe.
Well, and they also
They float
don't
different,
start
man.
confrontation.
For sure.
They already had their confrontation
Yeah.
for the day. I got choked
Hopefully.
out 3 times earlier. Yeah, there's always the exception, which I feel like that is.
I've learned I don't fight fair. I'm already, as soon as I feel confrontation, I'm scanning to see what the fuck can I pick up in case I have to.
You're one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm
I-
gonna bust you across
Well, it
your
depends
I
on how
also-
big the person is for me.
Shit.
I
It
also
don't
have
care.
that
It's just
mindset.
like how quick I want to get
No.
this over with. Like, bitch, bow.
No, if I'm fighting Jadrian, he's getting stabbed. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to stab him, but I don't
I ain't
want to die.
stabbing you. I'm just busting you across your head. And
No,
let
I'm
you
gonna
get
stab
bow.
him.
Let you
Listen,
rethink.
if
What the
I
fuck
don't
you
have
doing?
anything to hit anybody with, I'll fight them with my fist. But
Yeah.
I will also fight
No,
fucking
I'm gonna
dirty
fight you
if
with
I
my
have to,
fist,
yeah.
but I'm going that first smack. I'm cracking across your head with something. It might be the cell phone in the back. Bow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be something.
I'm gonna
Just
throw
to let you
I'm gonna
feel it,
throw
like-
something in your face. I always have something in my hand when I'm walking.
Just to let you know.
Specifically for that reason to be like, catch.
Yeah.
That first one, just to see your equilibrium and you go, and you get to think about.
Yep. Think
Jadrian's
about the
a psychopath.
decisions that you've made.
He's one of my best friends. Crazy person.
Oh yeah, no, I'm always a little paranoid, so I always have like these chaos situations whenever I'm walking around town where it's just like, well, I better have something in my back pocket, I better have something in my hand, I better be prepared
The rough
for
streets
anything.
of Durango.
And this isn't even a bad town. Like I look over my shoulders, I'm just like,
No,
all
nobody's
right,
ever there.
I'm gonna
This
ta-
has never actually happened. He's just
and I'll just get feelings where
Gotta
I'm
be
just like,
prepped for
you
it,
know what,
yeah.
I'm gonna take the back streets this time. Like it's just some dumb shit, man. Where
the back streets where bears live.
You
but
gotta-
Like,
but
shit, you
also
can't
if
be
it
too
happens,
careful.
I will be prepared.
Right. And it might happen. This is the multiverse, like we have discussed. Shit's
Yeah.
trains.
if I have sometimes I have confrontation from stage, right? Every once in a while I've hurt somebody's feelings. And usually it's people that signed up before me. Terrible.
Are you offending other comics?
I'll talk about them. Well, and what do you mean comic? If it's your first time,
Yeah.
well,
you didn't try
welcome
it,
to
though.
the jungle, bitch. Like
Oh.
I'll say I respect that you got on stage or whatever, but this, and this.
But
and then
you're
I've
also
had people
free game now.
Yeah,
you have joined
exactly.
a community.
once you sign up, you're free game. And if
I
you
try
make
to be
people
straight to him for
You guys are like, oh, all right, here,
Yeah.
come here. You guys like,
no, I'm very nice to them, and I will talk to them after their set. But I will also warn them, just like, hey, man, just to let you know, we will make jokes. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to snap back at us and think that we're idiots because we are.
it sounds very
Like,
much
we're
like
all
Pride
dumb.
of Rock after Scar took over. It's just like, we're fresh feet now.
No, that's what their shitty set was like. And then our set is like when Simba comes back, and it's like, ba-da-da. Just like you.
No love. I'm like, this is what you did wrong, and this is what you can do.
Well,
It's
if I
like,
say-
this motherfucker's like, you can do what I do.
Not
No,
like
the-
that.
this-
I'm way.
Yeah,
They go home
it's not
like-
at all like that. Where it's like we are still very encouraging, and we let people know, like, hey, man, try this out.
Literally one
You know,
time I was like,
Talk
hey,
to them and be like,
talk
hey,
in the
I
mic.
think that's a
You
bit,
just have to give them a couple of bullets,
just
just
to get
like,
them
blah,
in
blah, blah.
the form of being like, all right, no, write that down. Take a second to write down something that somebody said was funny, and fucking put it down in your notes. And
I tell
like,
everybody to record themselves.
But-
Like, we try.
but
We're
like,
just talking.
it's
Don't let what I
everything.
say change you.
It's everything.
But there was
That's
this
everything.
one dude. I wasn't even talking about him. I thought he was gone, but he was behind me in the street, and the window was open. So like he was right behind me.
Behind the street, but the window was open.
So the window to the bar was open.
Okay.
It's like a garage door, and he was on the street, but I didn't know that. And I was talking about another comic, and then he started going off on me
And
because he
snatched
thought
you to
I
the
was
window
talking.
on the street.
I mean, he was still 6 feet away from me. Like, so where we were talking was right by the street. So he was on the sidewalk right behind me, started fucking going off on me while walking down the street, just yelling crazy shit. And that was one of those nights I put something hard in my hand when I walked back to my car because I was like, yeah, if I have to fuck this dude up, I want to be ready, kind of. Like, I didn't put a headphone in. You know what I mean?
That made Durango gangster. We didn't already drove by Walgreens and seen some shoes. On
You
the
guys
wire
should go
there.
by the Purple Cliffs.
I'm
It'll
like, oh shit,
it's
these
a real-
motherfuckers got gangs over here, huh? The
Walgreens.
gang?
Yeah, they
I
old.
saw the
No,
shoes
they
on
just
the
have a
wire.
pharmacy, and they're just like, maybe people.
This is ice. We run the drugs over here, bitches. If anybody getting Adderall, they're getting them from Walgreens, motherfucker.
which is why I hang out at
No,
Walgreens.
you should see their enforcers. It's crazy.
No, they're 86 years old. They're tough.
They be like, bitch, get the receipt.
No, man.
All right, gentlemen, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you coming on.
Dude, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
dude,
having us, man.
seriously.
This is super fun.
Anything you have to promote?
I do my show weekly in Las Vegas.
Fitzy and Friends.
Fitzy and Friends.
Fitzy and
which
Friends.
Jadrian has been on.
I want to get on that, dog.
Yeah, come on down.
But it'll have to be like winter. I got to let shit calm down on the weed farm.
Well, and we'll hook you up with so there's a good Monday show, a couple of good Tuesday shows, a good Wednesday, and a great Thursday show.
Perfect. Yeah, if I come, I want to be there for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
It's not close. You
Yeah,
get it.
The weekdays are actually the better days to come. On
That's-
the weekends, it's all shows at the clubs,
Right.
and we're all trying to get in there.
That's what I found about traveling. Like if you don't have connections already and you're not necessarily booked, show up early in the week. Then you can get
Well,
sets.
and give them plenty of
Yeah.
time. Like
Right.
hit up the promoter, the producers a little bit in advance, and then you can get one of those shows each night.
Totally.
Yeah. So we got
Yeah.
you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Got the Vegas Connect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then
'Cause you just did the one when you came out, right?
Yeah, I was
I
so
wanted you to have a couple.
I was so like just like nervous, you know, of just being like, all right, I want to make a good impression, yada yada yada. You know, I came all the way out here. I want to make sure that I do good. And so I didn't even think to ask anybody about going up at Wise Guys. Where I was just like, no, we're just gonna hang out. You're gonna calm down.
That's
You're
a
gonna
club.
Think about your sets. I was just like, there's no way I should be getting up at a club. Like,
So the host over there always lets the comics on my show go earlier so they can get over there in plenty
Yeah.
of time. It's always nice to talk something out before you
Yeah.
you have another one. So I always do the open mic before my show.
and that was actually a great learning experience for me where you said exactly that when I had told you that at the show, where you're just like, oh, you should just fucking talk to him. Where I'm just like, oh yeah, everybody's just a regular fucking person.
100%.
And I can just go and talk to people, and if I ask them and they say no, they just fucking say no.
Yeah. It never hurts to very kindly introduce yourself, kind of
No.
ask you where you're on the list. Maybe just let them know that you're rolling over to my show. It's up to
Might
you.
not see him again
Yeah.
ever. So fuck it. Like, what do you got?
What do I have? What
August
fuck do
31st,
I have?
uncomfortably funny.
Oh, goddamn
That
right.
is right. This Wednesday, August 31st, actually Tuesday midnight. If you want to be specific, at midnight Pacific time.
I think that's still one.
No,
Go
so I
ahead.
got both of this in with the list. Uncomfortably funny, Amazon Prime, Diaz Mackie, my comedy special. We do a show in Vegas over at the Backyard in Henderson, technically.
Hell yeah.
The Backyard, 117 South Porter Street. It's the VIP section comedy show.
Nice.
It's a very good show. It's popping right there in downtown Henderson. And if you're out there, stop by Biscuits and Bourbon, mention Mackie or Backyard, and they give you a 10% discount on that.
Sick.
Podcast, After Party and Friends with Diaz Mackie, After Party with Diaz Mackie and Friends, and that's on Spotify. This past episode, we just had Katie Morgan
Tight.
and Evan Stone, Priya Anjali Ray, and Rebel Lynn. Few porn stars adult winning
Love it.
stars. So you want to download that episode.
I'm definitely going to check that out.
And then Katie Morgan and I, we're starting a podcast talking about religion. So that should be interesting.
Dude, I'm super excited for this one.
Yeah.
Like, when I read the concept for it, it sounds right up my fucking
Got a
alley.
few irons in the fire. This
Sort of
reality
comedian
show
discussing religion.
with Tia Tequila and some stuff. She's supposed to be on it as my girl.
Really?
We got some shit on the fire. But you can look me up, Diaz Mackie. That's DiazMackie. That's on all social media, except for fucking what's that TikTok shit. Yeah, I'm not on that because I'm a grown man.
Same.
I refuse to do it,
Same.
even though
It
these
could
motherfuckers
totally
are
help
making
you out.
money. I know.
That's fine. The lesser of
My
humanity
fucking
will put it up
principles.
on there.
Bro, you're not going to live forever. You might as well enjoy your time here.
I'm such a
Fuck
mix
TikTok.
in the old school and embracing the new, but it's just some shit. I'm just like, I don't like the way it is.
Well,
But,
like,
Fair enough.
yeah, what we were
Yeah,
talking
Diaz
earlier.
Mackie.
Only so much time can go to the phone.
I like it for its video editing purposes.
Yeah, I none of that. So, yeah, but Diaz Mackie, and yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
you, nay. Well, thank you guys for coming so much. Jay,
Thank you.
anything?
Yeah, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, see you tonight.
Fucking leave comments. Fucking follow all of their shit. Make sure to do that. Give me your money at Old Timers while I still work there the rest of the month, please, for the love of God, Monday through Thursday. And we love you.
We do love you. Give Jadrian money at Cash App. Jadrian Long, capital J, capital L.
For the love of God, I'm drowning.
Yeah. We love you guys. If you don't follow Jadrian, you didn't know the show was happening and you missed it and you fucked up.
Yeah, you fucked up.
That's
You
how it
fucked
goes.
up.
Go to Vegas if you want to see these fucking guys.
Yeah.
Come out tonight. Come out to Vegas.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
gonna be a good time.
We love you. Bye.
Everything with cream cheese, orange juice, break fast. I'm out the door to get the dough, speaking to the masses. Hit the road to do a show, microphone madness. Trip easy, cheap sunglasses, straight passion. My third eye active, watching backpacks lead the show, beeping that shit vocally. Hearing me locally, lyrically, know what I'm supposed to be, and I don't got no fear of me. I'm coming for your brain, homie, coming at you spiritually. Stepped into the game, and I knew that flow was slippery, but check my flow though. Turn the whack news to history. Let them do their thing instead, I put them out their misery. And simply put, just got disconnected. Like my boy Big Money, man, this can't be neglected. Grab the mic and check it, coming up in your direction. Gift that I've been blessed with, this hustle is respected and reckless. Poetic mind on the set list, got the groove to match. Everybody step with it, still haven't fulfilled a whole vision yet. Life right now still so picturesque. I'm rocking every stage until I get a bigger check. Even though I hate, wasn't ready for a bigger step. For the trigger next, somebody coming at your neck. I could've died today. That's why I'm smoking cigarettes and got precision set of skills and imagination, creations, innovating with motivation. I'm chasing my goals, giants that I be racing. I'ma stride through the finish like a 6'5" Jamaican, beating my chest like what my name is. Ink on my chest, what my homie spray painting. Summer day smoke skate, PlayStation. He looking down on me and I can't stay patient. I ain't just trying to say shit, sit back and face this. Real type, I've been smoking instrumental playlist, chill in the cut. Now these small places, I ain't getting love now, man. Fuck being famous, yeah, they tell me it's really hard to make it. They don't understand I love being underestimated. Second guess it and I'll take it that you're undereducated. Anyway, this got me thinking about them old records playing. Why? It's filled with soul and it fills my mind. Tail feather shaking while the rhythm takes flight. What I'm doing wrong, I ain't gonna fake right. I don't get no sleep because the music takes night. Nocturnal life with my basement lights. Just roll some nice, keep my drink on ice. If you don't get it once and you don't hear it twice, moving on this beat right here is out of sight. I'ma stay away.